The X Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell is largely an opinion talk show. All opinions, comments, or statements of fact expressed by Rob McConnell's guests are strictly their own and are not to be construed as those of the X Zone Radio Show or endorsed in any manner by Rob McConnell, Relmar McConnell Media Company, the X Zone Broadcast Network, its affiliated networks, stations, employees, or advertisers.
All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
Welcome back, everyone. This is the X Zone on the Talkstar Radio Network, X Zone Broadcast Network, and Star Cable. Toll-free worldwide, 1-800-610-7035. Email xzone@xzoneradiotv.com. On MSN Messenger, xzoneradiotv@hotmail.com, and our website, www.xzoneradiotv.com. The X Zone store is up and running. We have merchandise that spans the entire spectrum of the X Zone Radio Show. Just give it a visit. Order your shirts today. Be proud to wear them. www.xzonestore.com. Rich Anders is my special guest this hour. Rich was born and raised in Austria. He attended Rollins College in Winter Park, Florida, for 1 year and spent half a year at a school in Switzerland, the equivalent to Vienna's Economic University in Austria, where Rich graduated in 1957 with a doctorate's degree in economics. Rich Anders worked in several top management positions in Austria for the next 16 years. When he visited St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands with his family, he stayed. He owned and managed a computer store for about 12 years and then retired, which gave him the time he needed to pursue his personal interests. Rich Anders developed telepathic abilities, which he used to communicate with dead people and also crew members of UFOs, which were frequently sighted in St. Thomas. He wrote 3 books about his communications with celebrity spirits, which deal mostly with the imminent change of worlds, and 2 about the information he gained from communicating with space visitors. And these books can be visited at Amazon.com. His website is richanders.com. Rich, welcome to the X Zone.
Good afternoon to you and your listeners.
Tell me, Rich, how did you realize that you had telepathic abilities, and had you had these abilities throughout your life?
No, not at all. When we came to the United States, the first stay was in Washington, D.C., and a friend of ours was communicating with dead people, so to speak. And not only she, but also a friend of hers. And so we, fresh in from Europe, we had the impression that this is a favorite pastime of Americans. And we learned how to do it ourselves, and from there, the whole thing escalated. And when we went to St. Thomas, we found out that St. Thomas is a hotspot for UFO activities. And there we had our weekend amusement or pastime was that a circle of friends met and talked to spirits. And first with a Ouija board, and then not much time later, I developed the possibility and the ability to communicate with unseen entities, be it people who lived before or members of spaceships who were in the vicinity of St. Thomas. And as I said, it seemed to me and my wife rather common because so many people were dealing with it. It was only later that we found out that this was an exceptional situation.
Rich, you and I have to take our first commercial break. We'll be back in 2 minutes. X Zone Nation. Rich Anders is our guest this hour. www.richanders.com. That's RICHANDERS.com. He has 3 books that are available at Amazon.com. If you'd like to give us a call, toll-free worldwide, 1-800-610-7035. Email xzone@xzoneradiotv.com. on MSN Messenger, X Zone Radio TV at hotmail.com, and our website, www.xzoneradiotv.com. Don't forget, if you'd like to check out what's new at the X Zone store, www.xzonestore.com. And to find out where we are in the Paragators TV series, www.paragators.org. My name is Rob McConnell. This is the X Zone. We'll be back on the other side of this 2-minute commercial break as we continue our conversation with Rich Anders on this Wednesday evening, April the 28th in the year 2010, here in the X Zone. Don't. Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi, you can still listen to the X Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell, The Science of Magic with Gwilda Wiyaka, X-1, Dimension X, Space Patrol, and every minute of the X Zone broadcast network by calling 213-401-0080, courtesy of Audio Now. No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan, and it's free if you have unlimited minutes. Call 213-401-0080 to listen on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Remember, 213-401-0080 for the best of the paranormal, parapsychology, and sci-fi radio programming anywhere, 24/7, 365. Hi everyone, Rob McConnell here, and I wanted to spend a moment on internet streaming. Everybody has heard about internet streaming, but not many know much about it. Did you know the internet streams just about everything?
Movies,
From new releases to old classics.
TV shows,
Almost every show, every episode, and much more. But the question has always been, how do you do it? Well now, thanks to the folks at 123 Ready TV, I have the answer for you. They have developed a simple program app, 123 Ready TV, that you install on your Windows PC, Android smartphone, or Android tablet that can have you streaming like a pro in less than 5 minutes. You truly won't believe how much is available or how easy it is to do until you try. And for a one-time cost of only $19.99, this product is a real winner. To learn more about 123 Ready TV, visit our website at www.xzbn.net.
Hello, I'm Justina Marsh, and with my dad Pete, we are going to present a new show called Too Good to Be True. Together, we are aiming to discover more truths about this world and beyond. Do you have unanswered questions about the world? Do you ever wonder about aliens, conspiracy theories, or the universe? There are many shows discussing subjects such as pyramids or UFOs, but we want to relay this information based on our own research, including from spiritual means. Hopefully, listeners will be helped with their own beliefs and will appreciate the psychic insights that add to the previous research and information. We both look forward to sharing this insight and beginning this journey with our listeners. Visit xzbn.net for more information about when to listen.
Rich Anders is our special guest. www.richanders.com is his website. He has 3 books available at amazon.com. Rich, 2012, do you believe the world will be coming to an end?
Yes, and I believe even more. I believe there will be a change of worlds, which means this world will come to an end and a new, brand new world will materialize on the surface of this planet.
What do you base your statement on? What kind of fact?
Well, I've been dealing with this topic for about 30 years now, and over time I got to realize many very interesting things. And I put them together, and if you want me to, I can explain to you why I think that, first of all, I would have to explain to you the difference between a world and a planet.
All right, go right ahead, because I for one do not believe that it's the end of the world as we know it come December 21st, 2012. I think it's a hoax, and I think that it's a hoax that's being perpetrated by people who have anything else but scrupulous thoughts, and that this is one thing that has to be investigated totally, because everybody's just going on to the end of the Mayan calendar, and the Mayans say, hey, wait a minute, hold on, all we're saying is that it was the end of a cycle. We never said it was the end of the world.
Well, I happened to see a documentary last night about the Mayan calendar, and I agree with you. That's exactly what they say.
Yeah.
It's the end of a cycle, of a 5,100 and some years cycle, which will bring the major problems and devastation to this planet. But it will not be the end of all life, and it will not be the end of everything, because the one problem that exists is that most people equate world with a planet. There's a huge difference. A planet is a material basis for life, and the world is the existence of the sum total of all the spiritual scenarios and mechanisms on a planet, in between two jumps of the poles, respectively in between the breakdowns of two times the electromagnetic fields.
All right, so I have a bit of a problem trying to understand what the scientific explanation is. So are you saying it's just going to be a shift of the electromagnetic fields?
No, it's going to be much more. In fact, I have put together like an article that I'm going to send you, which will explain to you what the whole thing is about, because it seems to me that you, like most of other people, don't realize the concept of a world and the fact that there can be multiple worlds assigned to one planet. And are you familiar with Michio Kaku, the head of the physics and mathematics department at the New York University?
Yes, I am. I think you're talking about parallel universes.
Yeah, but parallel universe is one thing, but Michio Kaku wrote a book about parallel worlds.
Yes.
And the parallel universes are out of our league, but parallel worlds is something that I investigated, and I've come up with an explanation. Number one, that they exist, that they do, how they exist, how worlds can be exchanged on the surface of a planet, how one world can disappear and another one can come, which is backed by the tenets of theoretical physics today. So I can tell you all of that. I think it will be very helpful to you when I send you what I've written down.
You know, we've had Mr. Kaku on the show many times, and he's no stranger here at the X Zone. But I have to ask you, you know, you've got your doctorate in economics. How did you go from economics into quantum physics?
Well, that's a good question. Slowly, that's the word, because it was not easy to understand. The thing is, I told you that we had these communications with unseen entities, and as it turned out, we had I had a special connection with the Atlanteans. The Atlanteans were gods who were on the surface of this planet in the world before, and when this world ended, they dematerialized and now are existing in a purely energetic stage in a different world. But the problem is there cannot be any physical contact between one world or the other, as Michio Kaku in his latest movie, documentary, the Parallel Universe is supposed or said. It works differently. You only can communicate telepathically, but then to go from one world to the other, the whole world has to change.
All right, so tell me this. If so many people, and there's so many people who claim that they're able to communicate with the Atlanteans, as well as other mythological societies that were talked about in folklore around this planet, how come no one has ever been able to get any evidence whatsoever from the other side, wherever these Atlanteans are, to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that Atlantis really did exist and just wasn't a story made up by Plato?
Well, I can tell you exactly why, and you have the explanation is very simple. Atlantis existed in the world which was on the surface of this planet before the present one.
Where?
When this world disappeared, everything in that world disappeared with it, and that included Atlantis. And now Atlantis is existing in a spiritual state as a parallel world to this one. And when the next change of world comes, hopefully that world will come back, and then Atlantis will be here again.
But what happens?
Until then, nobody can see anything because it's nothing here. It's there.
So it doesn't exist here, but it's there, and yet you can't prove it's over there. It's only a theory that it's over there, and it's only a theory that come December the 21st, 2012, this world will end, and the other world that was here, no longer here, will come back. Am I understanding this right?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a theory. I would call it a project. It's my project.
But what is it? All right. Well, you don't have any evidence to support your project, so therefore, scientifically, it's a theory.
Why do you assume that I have no evidence?
Well, what is your evidence then?
I'm going to send you what I've written. It's 11 pages.
No. Tell the Exxon Nation, tell the listening audience around the world what your evidence is.
My evidence is that I can, for instance, explain that there was an invasion by extraterrestrials who call themselves the gods 5,800 years ago, that they stayed on this planet in the world before until about 3,500 years ago, and then they disappeared. And my evidence is a book that I have written. It's called Terror from the Heavens. You find it at Amazon or at my website. Or at Amazon Kindle, it's under Alien Invasion. And there I have 350 pages of evidence. And not only these pages of evidence, this book is organized to have links to websites which show what these gods left behind in form of temples, pyramids, structures, and this is an overwhelming evidence that they were here.
All right, now just tell me. I understand that you must have put a lot of work into your book, and I'm glad you were able to plug it a few times on the show. But tell me, has any credible member of the scientific community or the archaeological scholars looked at your work and said, "Rich, this is right on"?
No, they cannot do that because.
Why?
See, I can tell you exactly why. Every member of the scientific community today is a specialist. Michio Kaku is a theoretical physicist.
Yes.
Okay. Jay Gould, who came up with the theory of the punctuated equilibrium, which is, in my opinion, the right theory of evolution, contrary to the Darwin theory, is a paleontologist. And Walter Alvarez is a geology professor. He discovered what caused the disappearance of the dinosaurs. His father, the Nobel laureate Luis Alvarez, was a physicist. So you have a lot of different venues of science that deal with this matter. However, they don't talk to one another. I've not found yet a geologist who knows about theoretical science, theoretical physics.
Okay. Now, I understand.
I can do it because that's what I'm doing. I look at the several sciences, and I can put the dots together. The dots are here,
but
nobody,
hold on here.
Nobody connects them.
All right, now you've got a degree in economics. Do you have any formal education in the sciences?
Well, I have no formal education as a physicist, other than the information that I get from my invisible partners.
All right, so you're self-taught, and you're a person who's written a book with no academic credentials.
I'm not self-taught. I get the information from the people I talk to.
Did you go to any? All right. According to your bio, there isn't any mention of any university or hall of learning that pertains to science, quantum physics, history, or archaeology, unless I was given the wrong information here.
Yeah, but the information that I get is from people who have that.
All right.
There's one thing. Excuse me. Can I just explain it to you? There's one thing that I found out after several years, many years actually, of talking with telepathically with people from a different dimension who now are in the Atlantean world. And I found out after a while that there was a system to it. I was systematically trained in one topic, in one science. Then I had to do some work. After that, when this work was done, I was trained in another one.
By who?
Well, to give it it's difficult to understand. Since I don't know, have you looked at any of the books that I?
Listen, I'm gonna take a commercial break here. When we come back, we'll try and make some sense of this, and we'll see what happens. 1-800-610-7035 is toll-free worldwide. Exxon at exxonradiotv.com is our email address, website, www.exxonradiotv.com. I'll be back on the other side of this commercial break with the news as we continue here in the Exxon, live and around the world from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, on the Exxon Broadcast Network, Talkstar Radio, and
This is the Exxon Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
Hi everyone, Rob McConnell here, and I wanted to spend a moment on internet streaming. Everybody has heard about internet streaming, but not many know much about it. Did you know the internet streams just about everything?
Movies,
From new releases to old classics.
TV shows,
Almost every show, every episode, and much more. But the question has always been, how do you do it? Well now, thanks to the folks at 123 Ready TV, I have the answer for you. They have developed a simple program app, 123 Ready TV, that you install on your Windows PC, Android smartphone, or Android tablet that can have you streaming like a pro in less than 5 minutes. You truly won't believe how much is available or how easy it is to do until you try. And for a one-time cost of only $19.99, this product is a real winner. To learn more about 123 Ready TV, visit our website at www.xzbn.net.
Rich Anders is our guest this hour, Exxon Nation, www.richanders.com. That's RICHANDERS.com. He has 3 books available at Amazon.com. Rich, I'm having a problem trying to establish the credibility here. I understand that you have a doctorate in economics. I've asked our producers to make sure I've got the right bio here. There's nothing that shows any scientific background. And according to my notes, the information and the knowledge that you're getting pertaining to the parallel worlds, the fabled or the lost continent of Atlantis, are being channeled through you to you by those on the other side or in the parallel worlds. Am I correct?
That's correct.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. All right. Now, at least I'm...
But it's not the source which is really the important thing. It's the who is on the other side who channels this information. For instance, information on theoretical physics I get from the spirit of Albert Einstein. And not only once, several times, and I can prove it to you by emailing you the text of those conversations, and you will see that the information that I get is not produced by myself. I get it from someone who has the qualifications that you are looking for.
But how do I know? How do I know that? You know, I have to take your word, and sir, I don't know you.
No, you don't have to take my word. I'm going to send you an email or several emails. And if you take the time to look at it and read it, you will see that all of these emails and all of these texts describe very concrete situations.
But sir, once again, whether you say it's from Albert Einstein or whether you say it is from God himself channeling the information from the other side, I do not know that for a fact. You could be a very articulate person who enjoys writing fiction for all I know.
Let me tell you what it is. Well, I think I should have told you that before. The books that I wrote, 3 of them, I didn't write.
Who did?
the people who communicated with me and made what's called spiritual announcement. And it's a very varied group of people. Like it's Princess Diane, it's the Pope John Paul I, Albert Einstein, John F. Kennedy, people like that. And I think we only get somewhere if I send you the one book which deals with 30 of these communications, which tell you who are the people I was in conflict with.
But sir, I've had people on the show before who claim to have channeled Lady Diana, President Kennedy, Albert Einstein. Like, this is nothing new or earth-shattering to me. I've heard it many, many, many times before.
Well, what did they give you as proof that they did talk
The exact same thing that you're trying to send me, and I'll save you some postage. I'm not interested. Because I've heard
I think we don't get anywhere this way because I'm going to do something totally different. I'm not going to send you anything of that.
Okay.
I'm going to send you the notes that I made for this conversation that we are not using, because we get stuck with things that obstruct our conversation because you are not getting along from me. Probably I'm not expressing myself correctly. That what I have is something very, very special. Essentially, what I have is the documentation of the spiritual programming of the events of 2012 that will come. That's what it is.
All right, now, these were channeled to you by who, sir?
I just gave you a few names.
Oh, you gave me a few names, but why would these people, if they really are on the other side, why would they communicate all this information with you?
You could, because 2012 is being prepared. It's being prepared by several parties, and I'm going to send you who is preparing it.
Okay.
I'm the one who is you could call me the resident agent of the Atlanteans. And whatever comes from that part to prepare the coming change of worlds has to go through me, and I can send you all the information. I have it.
How do we know that you, sir, are not one of the many false prophets that were depicted in the Bible in the end times?
Well, you can look at my stuff, and then you can decide that I'm the real one.
But like I said, sir, I have talked to so many people over the 20 years doing this show who make the exact same claims that you're making right now.
Who told you that he is a resident agent of the Atlanteans?
Well, I've never had anybody go that. I've never had anybody go that far before, to be honest with you. Not the resident.
That's who I am.
And how do you validate this? How do you prove this?
Well, the proof is very simple.
Oh, great!
I can tell you right away.
Okay.
In the initial stages, we had contact, or I had contact with people who died and who were in hell. And if they told the truth, they could escape, because truth makes the spiritual mechanisms of hell break down. So they told me the truth, because after the first conversation, they came back later thanking me that I liberated them and freed them. And so I knew that they were telling the truth. And I can give you, well, you know what? I mean, you could go to my website and just look at what Princess Diana said, because she has everything I got from her is on as a sample. She told me first the situations of how she died, then how she made it out of hell, and what she will be in the next life and things like that. This is a complete package, so you don't waste your time with too many people. Look at what Princess Diana says, and look at what I'm sending you today as an email explaining to you the difference between a world and the planet, explaining to you the mechanisms in the realm of theoretical physics, which explain how a change of worlds can happen. And in this picture, I can also tell you, give you examples of worlds that have changed, and the proof I have. I sent you two slideshows, remember? Did you get the slideshows?
No, the producers didn't give me them because they didn't think they were significant to the interview. Tell me something.
producers,
Tell me this. Tell me this. All right, tell me this. Look, just tell me this, okay? Why would somebody with a doctorate in economics go into being an agent for the lost continent of Atlantis?
Because that's a fate that I have. That's why I came here. But let me tell you something. If your producers did not give you the slideshows that I sent, then they kept you from getting an understanding what I do, and they also kept you from from getting the proof that what I say is based on solid scientific evidence and true. So if you go there, ask them for the slideshows, the one that proves the situation of the multiple universes and multiple worlds, and the second one which proves that there were changes of worlds, and these slideshows have the proof. You have it. You just didn't look at it.
Now, the note I have from the producer is the information sent by this guest is not based on any scientific data whatsoever, and is strictly a hypothesis.
Excuse me for interrupting.
And is strictly
That's
a hypothesis.
absolute nonsense.
Well, sir, apparently you're the one who's saying that you're the emissary or the agent from Atlantis. So in my book, that is sheer nonsense.
No, the slideshows are for something totally different. The first slideshow, called Multiple Universes, gives the exact journey from the beginning of the 30s of last century until Michio Kaku, that establishes that there are parallel worlds. And this slideshow is one scientist after another. And this has nothing to do with me. I don't say it. These scientists, they start out with Fritz Zwicky. It goes to...
all right. I'll tell you what. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I'll take a look at them. But these scientists have gone to established halls of learning. They have paid their dues. They have done years and years and years of learning.
Yeah, and I use them for my theory.
But
what
sir,
they came up with, I use.
Hello. If you're going to keep talking like this, I'm just going to let you go because this is a two-way conversation.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. They have gone to the schools of learning and earned their degrees. They talk from a world that is real, not from a world that is non-existent or does not have any proof of existence, nor do they channel information from people on the other side.
Can I talk now?
Yeah.
These scientists, there's a long list of scientists. Each one of them a genius, in my opinion. And they have come to reach the conclusion that parallel universes and parallel worlds do exist. And the first slideshow I send you is to give credibility to what I say based on what these scientists have discovered and come up with. Now, if you want to look at what I say, whether it's true or based on science facts, you have to look at my first slideshow. And the second slideshow deals with parallel worlds which were here and which disappeared. And I have the proof that, for instance, the world of dinosaurs was not extinct but disappeared in a different dimension. And the proof is on that second slideshow I sent you. So before you haven't looked at those slideshows...
But we understand, sir, that dinosaurs actually roamed this planet. There is physical evidence to substantiate this that has been found, and anyone who goes to a museum that has a dinosaur exhibition can actually see these. We cannot see anything pertaining to the lost continent of Atlantis. Because
it has nothing to do with Atlantis.
Well, wait a second,
the dinosaurs
sir. I know.
in a different world. It's on the slideshow, and it's in the
it's got nothing. It has
send you today. Please read it, and then you will see that your objections are founded. But in my case, if you read the material that I have, I can prove that they are not founded with respect to the claims that I make.
All right,
because you don't know the proofs that I sent you.
So what you're saying is that the dinosaurs are not extinct. They were not put out because of a meteor strike on this planet, but they're on another in another dimension.
That's correct.
Okay.
And I have the proof.
What's the proof?
Do you know who Pete Schultz is?
What's the proof, sir?
No. Do you know who Pete Schultz is?
Who?
Pete Schultz.
No, I'm sorry, I don't.
He is the head of the geophysics department at Brown University.
All right. So, well, what is your proof, sir? You said you have the proof. I want to hear your proof.
Oh, look at my slideshow, and you have the proof.
Sir, I want to hear. I want you to tell me what your proof is.
I can tell you what the proof is.
Okay.
Professor Alvarez, when he was in Italy, he discovered a thin layer of matter between the Cretaceous and the Tertiary. He sent a sample of this layer to his father, who was a physicist at Berkeley University, like him, and they discovered that this thin layer contained a very high amount of iridium, much more than normally found on Earth, but how frequently found in asteroids. And that established the fact that that became the basis of the belief that an asteroid impact finished the reign of the dinosaurs. Now the thing is, if the dinosaurs had died at this impact, this layer of strata between the KT in the KT boundary would have had to have the richest fossil source for dinosaurs ever, but there aren't any. And I talked to Professor Schultz, and he acknowledged it. And he said there are several theories, none of them was convincing. And I have a theory which I can prove is right. But you have to look at my slideshow.
All right, we've got to take our commercial break. We'll be back on the other side, Exonation. Thanks very much for joining us, Rich. It was different talking to you.
This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
Hello, I'm Pete Marsh. With my daughter Justina, we will be presenting the new radio show, Too Good to Be True. If something seems too good to be true, it usually is. But with the help of Justina's amazing gifts, we're going to gain insight into questions that don't yet have complete answers. Have you wondered who built Stonehenge and for what reason? Why are crop circles found in the same region as Stonehenge and elsewhere? Are crop circles a hoax, or are they created with technologies that we have little knowledge of? Who built the pyramids in Egypt and also in other countries? How and why were they built? Was the Titanic switched with the Britannic as part of a gigantic insurance fraud, or for more insidious reasons? What caused the Tunguska event when trees were flattened over an 800 square mile area in Siberia? Will the new insights be too good to be true? Well, that will depend on what you are prepared to believe. Please join us as we start on this journey together. For more information on Too Good to Be True, visit www.xzbn.net.
Hi everyone, Rob McConnell here, and I wanted to spend a moment on internet streaming. Everybody has heard about internet streaming, but not many know much about it. Did you know the internet streams just about everything?
Movies,
From new releases to old classics.
TV shows,
Almost every show, every episode, and much more. But the question has always been, how do you do it? Well now, thanks to the folks at 123 Ready TV, I have the answer for you. They have developed a simple program app, 123 Ready TV, that you install on your Windows PC, Android smartphone, or Android tablet that can have you streaming like a pro in less than 5 minutes. You truly won't believe how much is available or how easy it is to do until you try. And for a one-time cost of only $19.99, this product is a real winner. To learn more about 123 Ready TV, visit our website at www.xzbn.net.
Exonation, it is with great pride that we bring you this following indoctrination into the X-Zone Order of Woo-Woos. That's right, That is where people who are legends in their own minds are placed in that special place of distinction that we called woo-wooism. It is with great pride that I, as Chancellor of the X-Zone Order of Woo-Woos, place in the X-Zone Order of Woo-Woos Richard Anders, our guest this past hour. After all, if Richard Anders is good enough to communicate with Albert Einstein and Lady Diana and others on the other side, and as the official emissary for Atlantis, it's the very least I can do to show my total lack of respect by putting him there. All right, so here you've got a guy who's got a degree in economics, comes over to visits the Virgin Islands, St. Thomas. By the way, it's a beautiful place. Laura and I fully enjoy going there and diving. And you know, unfortunately, we've never talked to any dead people, good or bad. And he's got a degree in economics, comes to the United States and sees it's very common for people to talk to dead people. So what does he do? Well, he decides that he's going to join the bandwagon and he's going to pick up the saber of woo-wooism. And he's going to talk about parallel worlds, and he's going to talk about dinosaurs, that the dinosaurs aren't extinct, that they've just shifted themselves over to a parallel world. Not a parallel universe, parallel world. He has no degrees or any formal learning in any of the sciences, except from what he's read and from those he's talked to on the other side. But here he is, saying that on December the 21st, 2012, that the world that we know is going to change into the parallel world that we can't see anymore, which is why we can't see any of the dinosaurs or any of the fabled and lucid dreaming continent of Atlantis. But come December the 21st, 2012, it's going to switch back and we're going to be in the times of Atlantis and the dinosaurs are going to be back. That's if I understand what he was babbling about. His books are available at Amazon.com. His website is richanders.com. Well, that's how people end up in the X-Zone Order of Woo-Woos. Check out the site, www.xzoneorderofwoos.com. That's XZONEORDEROFWOOS.com. I wonder what Lady Diana has to say about that, or Albert Einstein. I'm sorry, I don't buy it. I don't buy it one little bit. And you know what? It's going to be interesting to hear what he has to say come December the 22nd, 2012. My name is Rob McConnell. This is the X-Zone. Coming to you from our studios in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada on the Talkstar Radio Network, X-Zone Broadcast Network, and Star Cable. I'll be back on the other side of this commercial break as we talk about psychic frauds and my crusade into putting psychics out of business. Don't go away.